Okay, in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this navigation right here. Okay, all those links. So if I come over here to my HTML side, I've got it commented out. I pre-wrote it just to save some time with the video. But if I can comment it, I'll explain it real quick. Basically what I have here is I have a nav element, and that contains a UL element, which contains all my LI elements, which of course contains my anchor elements. And this is where I have my links. Then of course for the reference I just put in this hash here. This is just known as the dummy link because we don't actually have these pages to go to yet. So typically what we do is we just put in these little placeholders until those links are available. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I'll come over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh my page. You can see there's my links right there. Okay, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look down here to other information. It says there is a rollover effect on the side navigation. When rolled over, each link will be underlined. Okay, so that means I'm going to need an A hover effect that's going to underline things. If we go back to our project and we put our screenshot back, you can see that the links now are not underlined. Okay, so I need to take care of that. So I come down here and I pre-wrote this to save a little bit of time, but this is basically how I do most of my navigations. I set it up pretty much the same way. So I have the left nav UL and then left nav ULLI and etc. Now I don't have to be this specific with these, but I wanted to for this video especially because I wanted you guys to be able to see exactly what I'm working on. So first thing I want to do is get rid of these bullet points. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. The list style none. That got rid of the bullet points. And then I need to deal with my anchors here as far as I'm going to put in a text decoration of none. That got rid of the underline. And then of course the color is blue, and the color that I need looks like it's black, and we look in the specs and right there it is a color black. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And so that's looking a little bit better. I can see here when I look at the Dead Sea that my font size is definitely off. So if we come over to my specs here, you can see I have this 1.1 M. We already used 1.7 on the heading, so let's try 1.1. That's probably what it's going to be. And so I'm going to come down here to the LI, and I'm going to go font size 1.1 M. And that, sure enough, that looks like it matched up. So we're looking good. Now the other thing that you notice if I turn my screenshot off is that my my div is not big enough. Okay, and even though I've added more content here, it's not adding more content to everything else. That's because this is absolutely positioned, and so these divs don't know what's there in a sense. Remember, it's out of the document flow, so this content is not going to be pushing this line down. What we actually have to do is we have to actually add content to this area, which we will eventually, but for now we're just going to fake it. And so I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to give it a height of 500 pixels, and then that way it's going to surround my navigation and I can at least continue working and know I'm not going to have any problems. And eventually this content will become bigger and we can take that 500, that height of 500 out. Okay, so we come back here and basically what I'm looking at is I just need to be able to push this list down. It's all lined up. You can see everything's lined up. It just needs to come down a little bit and it should work out. So I'm going to come over to my UL here and I'm going to put in a margin because that's how I push elements down. And I'll set that up and it's just going to be a little top margin. So I'm going to start with 5 pixels. You can see it moved down some, but it's not enough. So I'll go with 10 pixels and there it is. Okay. And now if it wouldn't have been an exact 10 pixels and it would have been close, then I would have just went to my elements tab and I would have adjusted it like you've seen me do in the previous videos. So this one worked out, just happened to be 10 pixels. And so I kind of hit that by luck. Now we come over to this hover and I just got to take care of this hover part, which is pretty much on the hover. We're going to go text decoration and we're going to do underline. Okay. And so if I go ahead and take my screenshot away, I can see there's my underline. Okay, and so I'll just save my CSS, and everything seems to be looking pretty good for the navigation.